Imagine a 17-year-old commanding the attention of 300,000 live viewers, streaming the World Cup with reactions that echo across the internet. Just a few years ago, he was streaming to an empty audience in his mom's basement. This is IShowSpeed, a kid who turned raw passion into global stardom. How did he become the biggest streamer in the world? This is the untold story of his incredible journey. Many assume IShowSpeed skyrocketed to fame overnight, but that's far from reality. His journey was a hard-fought grind, blending relentless effort, constant reinvention, and a genius for engaging audiences. From a shaky start to viral stardom, Darren Watkins Jr.'s story is packed with triumphs, setbacks, and moments that reshaped streaming culture. With names like Adin Ross, Cristiano Ronaldo, and even Talking Ben shaping his path, this is how Speed conquered the internet. Hit the Go Live button for the first time on December 27, 2018 with a dream. No camera and in 720p, Speed entered the content creator world playing Fortnite.
One up. He got RPG, he got RPG. Fuck. Get him. Let's go. I got him.
As he continued to stream, he became more and more comfortable playing in front of an audience. He even ended up adding a face cam to his streams. The stream was still as low production quality as it could get, with the game audio being picked up by his own speakers so it sounded like you were listening to the stream in a submarine. It was clear that Speed, like every other aspiring streamer, was trying to steadily make improvements to his streams. But as time went on, it became more and more obvious to everyone that Speed wasn't just another aspiring streamer, but something extraordinary. Most people think Speed blew up overnight, and that couldn't be further from the truth. Speed's success was hard-fought, constantly changing up his approach, and more calculated than you could ever imagine. Speed's approach to streaming started out similar to what any of us would do. He streamed what he enjoyed but grappled with the balance of streaming what his viewers wanted versus what he truly wanted to do. Over time, Speed got tired of playing Fortnite and decided to switch to NBA 2K, streaming 2K every day for months. He was able to consistently get around 10 viewers tuning into his streams, even with a small audience. Speed grew interested in making content that those 10 people would really enjoy and want to come back for. Speed noticed that a particular behavior would spark excitement from his viewers.
This shit don't never let me get a contest, bro. Alright, bro.
When he would rage, the chat became more active, and viewers stuck around for longer, so his content gradually shifted to focus more on what his audience enjoyed. In fact, Speed's Spark community enjoyed his rage moments so much that they began marking timestamps of when he raged during streams, making it easier for others to jump straight to the funniest parts. This eventually grabbed Speed's attention, prompting him to not just continue streaming but also start uploading rage compilation videos. These were among the first uploads on his channel to gain significant views. Following this, Speed ventured into wagers content, where players bet money on the outcome of a game. Naturally, this raised the stakes and made each match more entertaining, keeping viewers engaged for longer periods. In one such video, it seems like he gets scammed by a wager opponent, but his over-the-top reaction ended up being more valuable than any winnings he might have missed out on.
Why do I trust that shit, bro?
Diving deeper into the NBA scene, Speed aimed to set himself apart from other streamers by selecting a position that most avoided. While playing as a post scorer was generally seen as less thrilling, Speed believed his lively personality could compensate for the slower gameplay and possibly attract an entirely new fan base. As several prominent NBA streamers gradually exited the scene, Speed carved out more space for himself by building a distinct identity as a post scorer. Many top streamers are either extremely talented or incredibly entertaining. Speed managed to be both. At this stage, Speed was averaging around 400 viewers per stream. What he didn't realize was that a day was approaching that would significantly boost his viewership. On January 30th, 2021, Speed participated in a 1 vs 1 NBA 2K tournament. In a competitive environment like this, any match can draw major attention. If you perform well, there's a good chance that eliminated players or those waiting for their turn will tune into the live tournament. This naturally draws more eyes to your stream. Although Speed didn't come out on top in the tournament, his reaction was so iconic that it felt like a win regardless.
guard again. I'm never playing guard again.
That stream saw him hold on to 1,000 concurrent viewers throughout. But just reaching that number doesn't mean you've gone viral. It means you have momentum. Speed took that momentum, capitalized on it, and never looked back.
I like 15-year-old girls.
Still, Speed didn't want to be boxed in as just an NBA 2K content creator. He felt a bigger purpose calling him. To chase that, he began creating videos where he opened up and addressed deeply personal questions. Topics that tend to hold viewers' attention. The views didn't flood in right away. In fact, they were lower than what he got from his 2K content. But Speed wasn't focused on instant success. He stayed committed to his own path and kept pushing forward.
Have I ever done stuff with a female, bro? The answer to that question is yes, bro. I mean, bro, like, I don't know. The way I think in my eyes, I'm like just a little, bro, yeah.
His loyal audience expanded and his confidence grew. Whether it was in real-life content or streaming a new game, viewers came and stayed for his personality. As soon as he was gaining more momentum, something very scary happened to Speed. YouTube's discoverability allows for a stream like this to pop off because it may only start with a few thousand viewers, but everyone's interested in someone getting their account hacked. How did it happen? Can they get it back? How do I prevent this from happening to me? These are just a few questions that might pop into your head. So people click on this stream. Compare this to Twitch, where this exact stream would just sit in the 2K category and never go beyond there. Speed eventually does get his account back, and he ends the stream with a speech that connects him to new and old viewers of his channel.
We're back. IShowSpeed. YT-IShowSpeed.
When Speed got close to 400,000 subscribers, he decided to stream his sub growth. But the power being in the viewers' hands now, they realize they can get Speed to rage by unsubscribing right in front of his eyes. If you watch this clip again, you will see that Speed's initial reaction is actually a smile, thinking it's funny that people are doing this. And then he remembers his persona.
Like, damn!
After playing 2K, Speed began streaming himself playing a variety of games in which he could show off his rage. And the best bet was to try his luck at horror games. These games would produce clips in which Speed would get scared and then start barking loudly. These clips then went viral and brought in another new audience for Speed.
You fucking... What the fuck? Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
600, 700, 800, 900,000, and 1 million. But this would be just the beginning of Speed's rise to fame. When Speed goes viral, those clips don't just pop on YouTube, they're resurfaced to every social media platform you can imagine. However, only one in particular mattered. The app has the most capability to skyrocket someone to fame. TikTok. TikToks of Speed started to pop up on just about everyone's feed that expressed interest in the streaming world. At this point, without realizing, Speed had created a very sustainable ecosystem for him to grow. Clips of him would go viral on TikTok, motivating more of his viewers to post them and thus spreading Speed's name to people who have never watched one of his streams before. Speed was seeing all the good that can come with becoming a fast-growing internet personality, but he was about to experience all the bad that came with it too. Speed was on fire, his name echoing across the internet, his clips flooding social feeds, and his fan base growing by the minute. From streaming to 0 viewers in his mom's basement to millions watching worldwide, his rise wasn't luck. It was a result of pure grind, charisma, and mastering the internet game. But with fame comes pressure. The hate got louder, the stakes got higher, and the spotlight only got harsher. And this was just the beginning. In part 2, we dive into the chaos behind the fame, the bans, the backlash, the viral moments, and the one encounter that changed Speed's life forever.